Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the pre-match press conference for Team South Africa. I have the pleasure to have here the coach, Desiree Ellis, and the captain of the team, Janine van Wyk. That's pretty. Today our press conference, we have the interpretation, so make sure everyone has the proper app in your phone. And you can choose the language. The channel for today's channel 1 is English, 2 French, and 3 Spanish. And before you raise your question, please introduce yourself. And and please let us know which language we are going to use to do the question. So, we can start. Yes.
Hello, I come from CCTV from China. I will ask question with English. So I have 2 questions, one for coach, one for captain. So coach's question is, your opponent, Spain said South Africa is a difficult team to deal with. So because they said you have a fast speed, so how do you respond to this and how do you evaluate your opponent? And the captain's questions is, as a newcomer in World Cup, so how far do you want to go in World Cup? And have you set some target or goals for this match? Okay, thank you.
Well, Spain has obviously analyzed us like we have analyzed them. We're going to be true to who we are. We're one of the shortest teams at the World Cup. So our strength is obviously keeping the ball on the ground. And we want to be true to who we are because as you have seen physically, we cannot compete. Be true to who we are. Play similar type of football we played when we qualified for the World Cup, but obviously a couple of levels up. Yes, we do have very quick players, but we will have a plan, and then it's up to the players, to go ahead and execute the plan and get the positive result that we're looking for.
Yeah, on our side, obviously as a team, you participate in a tournament, and you are obviously playing to be the winners. But in our case, it's our first time participating at this World Cup. So we need to set reality targets for ourselves. First, we know our first opponent will be against Spain, a really tough team to overcome. But I think with the quality of players that we have, and being our first game, and with the experienced team that we have, I think we can really, give it a good match for the world to see. And obviously, it is to go and get 3 points. Which any opening game is important for any team that participates. In terms of our aim is obviously to get out of the group stages, take every single game as it comes. We need to focus on our first opponent and then we look ahead. But obviously for us, we want to get out of the group stages and then from there on we want to see how far we can possibly get.
Hi, I'm Gary Bloom from HBS FIFA. The question is about the weather conditions. The weather's turned today, and the forecast is for more rain tomorrow, and the match will be played on a very wet playing surface. How's that going to affect your tactical style and your preparations?
Well, we had a session today. It was pouring, and we did quite well in this session. We also had a couple of sessions previously. While we've been in France, in the rain as well. So the players have adapted really, really nice. Like I say, we have to be true to who we are, because that's the most important thing, staying true to who we are and playing the way we want to play, because we have a plan, and then it's up to the players to execute the plan. Yes, it will affect certain moments, and we have a plan B, a plan C. You've got to have all of that in place for every eventuality, and we will have that in place for whatever happens on the pitch.
Yeah, I think in terms of playing, it is a bit difficult for us. We usually play in dry conditions, very hot conditions. Today we had a session in the pouring rain. The ball moves a lot faster. And, you know, it could play in your favor, you know, where the ball skids away. And it's, for a defender, it's really nice because it gets away from the striker real quick and into your goalkeeper's hands. But in terms of attack, it will be a lot harder. Keeping the ball will move a lot faster for us, which could play in our part as well, because we do tend to keep the ball as a team. But in all fairness, I mean, you have two teams that are competing against each other. It's 90 minutes, so they're playing in the same conditions. They might be a little bit more used to these conditions, but for us, we need to adapt to these the circumstances that we are in, and just obviously capitalize on opportunities that might come for us.
Thank you. Before for the next question, the photographers, I must say that it's the time's off.
Shame. We have tomorrow. I wondered.
Thank you. So, someone else? Yeah. Just the microphone's gone.
Lucía Santiago
Is
para...
it Spanish?
Sí.
Okay. So,
Lucía Santiago para la Agencia Española de Noticias. Mi pregunta es para la capitana, para Janine. Me gustaría saber cómo describirías la situación de la mujer en Sudáfrica, tanto en el entorno del fútbol como fuera de él, y qué legado crees que dejaréis para las mujeres después de este campeonato del mundo.
Yeah, I think this is a very important stage for us in terms of the development of women's football in our country. It's the first time that we've qualified for such a big stage, and people back home are going absolutely crazy. You know, we are being broadcasted everywhere in our country, and it's good for women's football. And I believe that after this, you know, more girls will start participating in the sport because they see us as role models. And I think it is up to us, especially in this big stage, that we play well, we produce good results, we produce great performances, because if we do that, then they start looking up to, you know, winning teams, players that make name for themselves. So it is up to us as the team that is here currently to make it even a bigger stage for women's football in our country and for little girls that look up to us.
okay, someone else? Yes.
Mthokozisi Mkhonza from Daily Sun in South Africa. Coach and captain, leading up to tomorrow's match, you have played 9 matches and you have not got a win. How much of a pressure does that put you in, considering that you conceded more than 20 goals while you're scoring less?
It is a bit of a concern, and it's always been in the back of our minds, because when you play and you win, it gives you a little bit more confidence. But each and every game you play, you're also looking for improved performances, which we've seen along the way. The Jamaica game was definitely a winnable one. Hit the post, missed a penalty, you know, conceded poorly. So that should have been a winnable game. The less said about the last game, you know, with all the circumstances surrounding that, but we still needed to be on top of our game. We still needed to do our tasks better and our roles better. We did not do that in the first half, and then the second half went much better. I think in this game, last game that we played against Norway, we had more shots at goal, more shots on target than we'd had in all the other games put together. We've had a look at that game, obviously, and had like a one-on-one type of thing in a meeting room where we sort of thrashed it out and what we could have done better, and because we knew that that was not us out there. But this is a different ball game altogether. You know, they've put that behind them, started focusing immediately when we arrived here, getting ready to get ready for the Spain match. And it's all about this one game, Spain. We're not looking any further. We've worked a lot on certain aspects of our game, finishing in defense. And it might come down to one chance tomorrow. And we've worked a lot on that. And we've been a team that have created opportunities in games and have not taken it. but it comes down to this one game tomorrow. We have to be on top of our game for the full 90 minutes, have to be concentrated in all areas, and when the opportunity does come, that we grab it. We know if we don't concede, we have a chance, and defensively, we have to be really, really good, especially the first 20 minutes is going to be key for us. And from then we can see, we take it in little steps, first 15 minutes, next 15 minutes, etc. And then from there, set ourselves further goals in the match.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm answering that.
Yeah, okay.
I'm answering that. No? Because I have a different answer to that. A lot of people back home are like, we haven't won one single game, but also have not realized the kind of opponents that we've played. We've played quality opponents that have been highly ranked world champions before. And if we had preparation, if SAFA and SASL, our sponsors, had given us preparations against Botswana, Zimbabwe, lower ranked teams, and we had beaten them, people would be like, you ready? You ready for anything? Now that we are losing or have lost all those games, now it's a question of, are we ready for the World Cup? And I think personally we are ready, because that has prepared us in such a way that we know that we're up against the best quality teams in the world. And mentally, we know that we didn't get the results that we wanted, but we are 100% sure of what is coming at us, what's coming for us, and we are prepared for anything that comes our way.
Do you have to ask in English or in French? It's okay? Or in English?
It can be in English, yeah.
Ok. Bertrand Queneut, Radio France. Je voulais vous demander...
I wanted to ask you the following.
Okay.
Comment vous trouvez, depuis que vous êtes arrivé en France, à la fois les conditions d'hébergement, les installations, peut-être le stade, si vous avez déjà vu le premier dans lequel vous allez évoluer. Voilà, qu'est-ce que vous pensez de l'accommodation et des terrains d'entraînement et des terrains sur lesquels vous allez évoluer?
And the quality of the training ground as well.
Top quality. Where we stayed at in Rouen, even the fields we played on, really top quality. We come here to Le Havre, of the best, the fields. I mean, even with all the rain we had, you could not see a drop of water on the pitch. The facilities where we're staying at, it's like I'm living at home in a suite, so it's actually absolutely wonderful. The people have been fantastic. The stadium, I've been here before to the stadium with a draw. They will go out onto the field later, but you couldn't ask for a better surface. You couldn't ask for a better stadium, and there'll be no excuses, playing in a wonderful stadium like this, you cannot go out and not give off your best. So top quality, yes.
Do we have more? Yeah, sure.
La pregunta es para las dos, en español otra vez. Me gustaría saber en Sudáfrica cuánto apoyo por parte del gobierno, de las instituciones, de los patrocinadores contáis como selección.
As a national team, how much support do you get back home?
Yeah, well, from our sponsors, we get a lot of support. Our sponsor has been with us for 11 years now, and through all our failures, they have stuck by us. And we've failed to qualify for World Cup, I think, 3 times. And any other sponsor would have pulled out of especially women's football that are not producing results, and they continue to believe in us as a team and as women in the sport, and it's just fantastic to have them on board with us as well as our association that is working real hard to get development for girls up and running in our country, a national league in our country. So everyone is behind women's football in our country, and it's slowly progressing into becoming a more professional setup.
Sure.
Y otra pregunta para ti, Janine. Sé que eres una mujer, una futbolista muy implicada a nivel social
that
¿Qué te
you're
gustaría
really
que una
very
niña en
much
Sudáfrica
involved
viera
personally
en
on a
ti?
social level. What would you like a South African girl, a little girl, to see in you? What qualities would you like a child to look up to you and see?
Well, personally, I mean, for a little girl, you gotta set yourself dreams. You gotta believe in yourself. For me, I'm always a person to encourage and help others around me, especially in the game that I'm in football. And I think that is the quality most people or most youngsters look up into me. And yeah, just believing in yourself and in your dreams. And it's never too late to go after them. I always say that because my dreams only came later, at a later stage in my career, when I was 29 years old, going to my first ever professional league and playing in my professional league, something that I thought would never happen. And again, participating in a World Cup, that's been my ultimate dream for my whole career at age 32. So never give up on your dreams and just continue believing in yourself.
Do we have more questions? No? So thank you so much for being here today. I would like to wish you a good match tomorrow. Hope to see you all tomorrow here again. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.